Well folks, sometimes a story comes along in the NBA that just stops you in your tracks. On January 9, 2026, we got one of those moments. The Atlanta Hawks, a team that built its entire identity around one player for over 7 seasons, made the stunning decision to trade their 4-time All-Star guard Trae Young. It was a move that sent shockwaves through the league, signaling the definitive end of a chapter in Atlanta basketball history. Young, who had been the face of the franchise since he was drafted in 2018, was officially on his way to the Washington Wizards. It was a trade that nobody truly saw coming, at least not with this level of finality. In return for their franchise cornerstone, the Hawks received a package of established talent from Washington. The deal brought veteran guard C.J. McCollum and sharpshooting forward Corey Kispert to Atlanta. What was perhaps most surprising about the transaction was what it lacked: draft picks. For a player of Young's caliber, a 27-year-old who holds franchise records for assists and three-pointers, the absence of future draft capital was a major point of discussion. This wasn't a trade for future assets. It was a clear and immediate pivot. The Hawks were moving on from the Ice Trae era, choosing instead to bring in experienced players who could fit a different team vision. The decision was shocking, precisely because Trae Young was Atlanta. He was acquired in a celebrated draft day trade and quickly became the engine of the Hawks' offense. His deep three-pointers and flashy assists defined their style of play. He led them on an unforgettable run to the Eastern Conference Finals, a journey that captured the hearts of the city and the attention of the entire league. For 7 years, the hopes and dreams of the franchise rested squarely on his shoulders. Trading a player so deeply woven into the fabric of the team is more than just a roster change. It's a fundamental reset of the organization's identity and direction. For fans, this was a difficult pill to swallow. Young wasn't just a player. He was an icon in Atlanta. His number 11 jersey has been a constant presence in the stands of State Farm Arena. He was the player who embraced the villain role on the road and played with a flair that made Hawks games must-see television. To see him traded, especially without the promise of high draft picks in return, felt like the abrupt closing of a book before the final chapter was written. The Hawks front office was making a bold statement. The past was the past, and the team's future would look drastically different. So, why would a team trade a player who was once considered its franchise savior? The reasons began to crystallize as you looked at the current season. A significant factor was the team's peculiar performance. With Trae Young on the court, the Hawks had struggled mightily, posting a dismal 2-8 record. However, in the games he missed, the team seemed to find a different rhythm, playing with a more balanced approach. This stark contrast reportedly gave the front office in Atlanta pause, leading them to question whether the team's construction around a single, ball-dominant star was the right path forward for sustained success in the league. Compounding the performance issues were Young's struggles with his health. This season, he has been hampered by injuries, most recently a quad contusion that has kept him sidelined. He missed 29 of the team's first 39 games, a significant absence for any team's top player. His on-court numbers when he did play, 19.3 points and 8.9 assists per game, were his lowest since his rookie season. While still impressive statistics for many players, they were a step down from the elite production everyone had come to expect from him. The combination of his availability issues and a dip in performance surely weighed heavily on the minds of the team's leadership. Ultimately, the decision was not a hostile one. Reports indicate that the Hawks and Young's representatives came to a mutual agreement to explore a trade. It was a recognition from both sides that a fresh start might be the best course of action. For the Hawks, it was an opportunity to pivot towards a new philosophy, one focused on building around a core of younger, developing talent. For Young, it was a chance to find a new home where, as he later stated, the support is real and vision is clear. This mutual understanding allowed the trade to come together, providing a path forward for both the player and the organization. In his farewell message to the city of Atlanta, posted on social media, Young was candid. He acknowledged that recent years had not lived up to the high expectations, citing injuries, the setbacks, and situations that didn't make sense. He expressed his gratitude to the city but also his excitement for a new chapter. The Hawks' general manager, Anssi Saleh, responded with gratitude, thanking Young for his immense contributions. Saleh stated that acquiring McCollum and Kispert would strengthen our team on the court, and in the locker room while maintaining the flexibility the team desires for its future plans. The reaction from around the NBA world was immediate and divided. Many analysts and fans were simply stunned. The idea of trading Trae Young was one thing, but to do so without acquiring any draft picks in return was seen by some as a questionable move. Former NBA star Paul Pierce was particularly critical, calling the trade a doom to mediocrity for the Hawks. He, like many others, questioned the logic of parting with an elite, in his prime player for veteran pieces without securing future assets. The debate raged online and on sports talk shows. Had Atlanta made a savvy pivot or a franchise-altering mistake? On the other side of the argument, some saw the logic in Atlanta's decision. They pointed to the team's improved play without Young, and argued that the move allowed the Hawks to develop their other young players, like Jalen Johnson. The acquisition of CJ McCollum, a former most improved player and a respected veteran voice, was seen as a move to bring stability and leadership to the locker room. Corey Kispert, a career 38.3% three-point shooter, provides much-needed floor spacing. This camp believed the Hawks were choosing a more balanced team concept over a star-centric model that had seemingly hit its ceiling. With the ink on the trade barely dry, the Hawks had to take the court. Their first test in the post-Trae Young era came on January 9, 2026, against the formidable Denver Nuggets. Without Young, and with McCollum and Kispert not yet with the team, expectations were muted. But the Hawks delivered a performance that spoke volumes. They didn't just compete, they trounced the Nuggets with a convincing 110-87 victory. It was a statement game, a declaration that this team had a new identity and was ready to embrace it with full force. The victory was a total team effort, emblematic of the new direction the front office envisioned. Jalen Johnson, one of the young players Atlanta aims to build around, had a spectacular game, pouring in 29 points. Meanwhile, guard Dyson Daniels stepped up in a massive way, recording a triple-double with 17 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists. The ball movement was fluid, the defense was engaged, and the energy was palpable. For one night at least, the Hawks' bold gamble looked like it might just pay off, providing a glimpse of a promising future. Looking ahead, the Atlanta Hawks are embarking on a fascinating new journey. By trading their franchise player, they have fully committed to a youth movement, placing their trust in the development of players like Jalen Johnson and others. The plan is to build a more versatile and defensively sound team, moving away from the heliocentric offense that defined the Trae Young era. The additions of CJ McCollum and Corey Kispert are intended to provide veteran leadership and specific skill sets that complement this new core. McCollum's steady hand and Kispert's perimeter shooting should create a more balanced offensive attack, making the team less predictable. The road ahead for the Hawks will not be without its challenges. They are betting on the internal development of their young players to elevate the team back into contention. This requires patience from the front office, the coaching staff, and the fan base. There will be growing pains as players adjust to new roles and increased responsibilities. The success of this trade will ultimately be measured not just by wins and losses in the short term, but by whether this new core can grow into a sustainable winner. It is a high-risk, high-reward strategy that will define the franchise for years to come. For Trae Young, this trade marks the beginning of a crucial second act in his career. At 27, he is still in his prime, and now has the opportunity for a fresh start with the Washington Wizards. He joins a new situation, free from the weight of his history in Atlanta, and will be looked upon to be a leader and primary playmaker. His farewell message hinted at a desire for a clearer vision and stronger support, and he will be eager to prove that he can still be the centerpiece of a winning team. All eyes will be on how he meshes with his new teammates, and if he can elevate the Wizards in the Eastern Conference. This trade is one of those rare moments in sports that creates two distinct and compelling paths forward. The Atlanta Hawks have chosen a future built on team balance and young potential, while Trae Young gets a chance to redefine his legacy in a new city. Both sides have taken a significant gamble. Will the Hawks' new direction lead them back to prominence? Will Trae Young find the success and support he seeks in Washington? Only time will tell, but one thing is for certain. the landscape of the Eastern Conference has been dramatically reshaped, and the journeys of both the Hawks and their former star will be fascinating to